Yo warriors! Welcome back to the channel where swords clash, martial arts explode, and no sect is ever safe. Today we're diving into the top 15 Murim Cultivation Manhwa that each have over 100 chapters, so none of that 20-chapter cliffhanger frustration. Just pure martial arts chaos, political betrayal, ancient grudges, and characters who'd rather die standing than live kneeling. Without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have Chronicles of the Heavenly Demon. Imagine being a loyal martial arts student and then bam! You're betrayed, falsely accused, and executed. What's next? Reincarnate as an enemy member of the very cult that got you killed, of course. Now our MC is done playing nice. He's got demonic techniques, a revenge plan sharper than a heavenly sword, and zero chill. Next up, we have Return of the Mad Demon. Have you ever heard of a drunk uncle who could solo an entire martial arts tournament? That's our guy. Known as the Mad Demon, he dies in one timeline and goes back in time to live life on his own crazy terms. Imagine if Jackie Chan got Ice Guy back into Murim with bloodlust. Coming next, we have Nano Machine. Okay, this one bends the rules just a little with a futuristic twist. Our MC is a prince of the demonic cult who gets visited by his future descendant and injected with a nano machine. Yes, in Murim. Now he's cultivating faster, dodging assassination attempts, and turning the whole sect upside down like he's hacking martial arts itself. This one is a promised awesome read not to miss. Next up, we have Legend of the Northern Blade. They destroyed his sect, called his dad a traitor, left him alone in the cold, literally. But little did they know Jin Muwon wasn't just chilling, he was training. This one is a beautifully drawn, slow-burning masterpiece with heart, grit, and some of the most satisfying sword fights in manhwa history. Coming next, we have Murim Login. In this manhwa, a VR game turns out to be a gateway into a real Murim world, and everything our MC learns inside the game gets transferred to the real world. It's like Ready Player One but with chi cultivation, sect duels, and deadly tournaments. The grind is real, and so are the beatdowns. Next up, we have
Reborn as a scholar. In this manhwa, our protagonist used to be a ruthless warrior, hated by many and feared by all. His bloodthirsty rampage comes to an end during a fierce battle with a monk. But he got a second chance and reincarnated as Junwoo Hwang, the eldest son of the revered Lord of Seoju. His new dad wants him to become a great scholar, but no amount of studying can take away his love of martial arts and the thrill of battling in danger. If you are new to reading manhwa, then I promise you that this manhwa will ignite your blazing heart for Murim-based comics. The artwork and fight scene in this manhwa will keep you glued from chapter to chapter. As for the storyline, I don't have to say much, just check it out and come later to thank me. Next, we have Stormy Inn. The Stormy Inn is slightly different from other Murim manhwa. Our protagonist Jang Kilin wants nothing more than to live an ordinary life, far away from the battlefields of the Murim world. He was known as a demon on the battlefield, but now he resigned to become an inn-owner on the well-known Gold Line Road. He assembles his own team to repair and run the Stormy Inn, but not without any difficulty as challenges arise when his competitors try to sabotage him. And these battles make his time in war seem like a piece of cake. This manhwa has a different storyline from the ones we're used to. However, it is without a doubt one of the best Murim manhwa filled with comedy. Though I find the artwork quite decent, it is undoubtedly one of a kind when it comes to bringing a new narrative to the table. Next, we have the undefeatable swordsman. In this manhwa, despite the fact that he is the son of a humble innkeeper, our MC Sung Woo Moon aspires to be one of Murim's martial experts. Unfortunately, his delicate body will not allow him to suffer such a fate. Everything changes though when a mysterious guest arrives at their inn one night. Unable to pay for his lunch, the guest offers Woo Moon a picture as payment instead. This charmed Woo Moon for reasons he cannot explain. When Woo Moon begun to demonstrate martial arts prowess he's never had before, it was evident that this was no ordinary picture. Thus begins the journey of a scatterbrained youngster to change his destiny and become a genuinely unbeatable man. This manhwa is quite an amazing Murim manhwa. The artwork is good along with words of wisdom. I even fell in love with the mentality of some side characters. Next, we have Escort Warrior. This is the narrative of an assassin who rose through the ranks of society to become the commander of an elite Murim battalion. People who had mocked him because of his background suddenly regarded him as a brave fighter. But things went from bad to worse when he declined to become the Murim's leader. From then on, he was exclusively sent to suicide missions with absolutely 0% chance of surviving. But he managed to hang on until one day, during an unexpected mission, he lost his life, or so everyone thought. But in the end, he was saved by a youngster and he began living as an escort warrior of the family that saved him. The artwork of this masterpiece is quite decent, and the storyline progresses nicely. Next, we have Record of the War God. Mu So-wol, the protagonist of this manhwa, was one of the strongest martial artists, who had been considered to be dead by everyone. However, he returns 20 years after his disappearance to bring down the cults that want to rule the mainland. This is the story of how a long-forgotten mythology about a martial deity gets resurrected. This manhwa's art and story are both good. The MC is strong from the start and easily overcomes almost every one of his enemies. Though the side characters are poorly developed, most of them vanish after a few chapters. And the fight scenes, on the other hand, are incredibly well depicted and exciting. So, if you're searching for an action-packed manhwa, make sure to check this one out. Next, we have Way to Heaven. This is one of the best manhwa with over 100 chapters. This manhwa follows the story of Shinmo, an orphan who shared a home with his brothers despite being unable to afford food and clothing. His world is turned upside down when he encounters a weird old lady who claims to be his grandma. This elderly lady, however, was a martial grandmaster who had lost her memories due to a rare disease. Later, after noticing Shinmo's aptitude, she begins training him and thus begins the adventure of a poor boy who is destined to reach the pinnacle of power. The story of this manhwa is really good, and its artwork might be average at the start but gets much better in the later chapter. The MC trains hard and slowly becomes stronger as he goes through an incredible character development and learns to protect the people around him. The side characters are also well written, and the fight scenes are quite thrilling. So, if you haven't read it till now, then I highly recommend you to give it a try. Next, we have Path of the Shaman. On his deathbed, the Supreme Dark Leader is given an ironic second chance at life. He's reborn as Jinmu, a young disciple of his rival clan, the Righteous Mudang. Determined to make the best of a bad situation, he resolves to plunge the clan into corruption and debauchery by becoming their master disciple. Oblivious to this nefarious scheme, the Mudang begins to fall for Jinmu's audacious approach to life and martial arts. This is another must-read Murim manhwa similar to Magic Emperor. The reason why I say it is a must-read is because this manhwa shares some insight into psychological weapons used in our daily life. So, do check it out if you are still living in human society. Next, we have Lightning Degree or Master of Lightning Knives. This manhwa follows the story of our protagonist Ryuyon. After his parents' death, his life shifts when a powerful martial master takes him as his sole disciple. But instead of being the mentor he hoped for, Ryuyon's master is a sadistic tyrant who takes pleasure in pushing his disciple to the brink of death. To make matters worse, Ryuyon is also forced to do menial tasks such as laundry and cooking meals, and he must even cross-dress to work for their food. The life of a disciple isn't easy, but he plans to make it better by getting his master off his case. This goodie is comedy gold. I had to do my best to stop myself from laughing while I was reading it in a library. Its storyline is unique and engaging, so do check it out if you are ready to laugh. Next, we have the Previous Life Murim Ranker. In this manhwa, our MC was among the only 5 SSS class hunters in the world. However, he lived quite a pitiful life unbefitting the necromancer that he is. He was a hunting dog for a guild and had quite a bad public image, as he always crawled out of situations where everyone else died. He ended up being betrayed by his guild and hunted because of an item he got. Before he died in the final standoff with the guild, he swallowed the item and mysteriously transmigrated into the Murim world. While he is relieved to have the peaceful life of the noble family's younger master, his life is threatened again. He then decided to make use of his necromancer class and the system to become the strongest existence in this world. After that, he will return to Earth to take his revenge on his former guild. This is an epic manhwa that will keep you glued from chapter to chapter. The artwork is incredible and the MC is a likable fellow. Lastly, we have the Fist Demon of Mount Hua. Despite being a disciple of Mount Hua, Damho has been destined for a life of mediocrity. He lacks talent, and he also has a crippled leg that makes it near impossible to excel in martial arts. Still, he has an unquenchable spirit that drives him to pursue martial arts, but an unwavering heart and relentless perseverance enough to overcome the shackles of fate. When I picked up Fist Demon of Mount Hua, I expected little from it. But to my surprise, this manhwa defied my expectations. The art may be simple, but it punches above its weight through heart-quenching fight scenes. This is a must-read Murim manhwa, though you may need to be a bit patient at the beginning. Overall, this is a crazy manhwa to read. Guys, if this video reaches 200 likes, then I will drop a part 2. Now that I have given you this list, let me know in the comments section the name of your favorite manhwa. Do not forget to like and share this video with your friends. They might be looking for a new manhwa to read. Peace out.